welcome back to my channel. I've been going over some of the ways that we save money for groceries for our family of 6. So far I have covered Flash Food, Checkout 51, Cadle, and today I'm going to go over some basic price matching. Now I know what you're thinking, price matching? I hate those people in front of me. There is a simple solution. If you're price matching and you're feeling a little bit nervous about it, tell the people behind you in line, hey, you know what, I'm going to be price matching. Maybe if you want to choose a different aisle. Most of the time they say, oh, that's fine, don't worry about it, take your time. As long as you're upfront about it and you tell those people that are behind you, they're probably not going to care, or they can choose another line. That way you can take your time and price match. I do want to recommend that you maybe pick one thing a week to look at, maybe focus on dairy, okay, we're getting cheese this week, or we're getting milk this week, even like, it doesn't have to be all of the bad food for you either. You can price match even vegan food, vegetarian food, like the oat milk and stuff like that. You can even price match those things too. So you don't have to be eating just, like Lay's chips to price match. So first thing you want to do is talk to a manager and ask them what stores they price match. Our Walmart here price matches province-wide, which is fantastic because they price match, like there's bigger cities outside of our city that have really great sales and they price match them too. Your Walmart might not do that. It's really up to the store themselves. Our Superstore, on the other hand, only price matches within the city, which is still great, but not as good as Walmart's. So once you know what stores you can price match, you can download 2 different apps. The first one is Flipp. F-L-I-P-P. I will link it down in the description below. And the second app that I want you to download is Flyerify. But those are the 2 apps that I use to price match. I like to go through all of them because oftentimes I find there's like smaller stores, and say I want to buy a yogurt, they won't always have it. They'll have like the name brand instead of just when you type in yogurt, it won't come up because they've listed it under the name brand there. It's going to come up under whatever they have in the description. So for me, I like to scroll through all of them. So, I run a bath, I grab a tea, I head to the tub with my phone. I know it's not smart, but so far it hasn't fallen into the tub. And then I just spend that time going through all of the different price matches that I want. So let's say you have all of the things that you want. You have your grocery shopping list. I usually do, because I'm really frugal and I don't like spending a lot of money, I don't meal plan and then go and buy the stuff. I go and buy the stuff that's on sale and then I meal plan afterwards. So for instance, I will sit down the day before that I go grocery shopping. I will find all of the best sales that I know of, and then I will go and buy those groceries, and then I'll do my meal planning after that, because I'm not going to spend a bunch of extra money on, let's say I had a meal that was the big roast or whatever that week. I'm not going to just go out and buy it and spend more money on it. I'm going to find whatever's on sale and then meal plan around that. So the things that they need to see when you're checking out are, they need to see the date, that it's not an expired one. The store doesn't have Wi-Fi and you don't have data on your phone. You can take a screenshot. Absolutely, you can take a screenshot and bring it into the store and still price match. You just want to make sure that you can see the date on your screenshot. And then you want to be able to see the product, because you need to make sure that you're price matching the same product, name brand for name brand. You want to make sure that it's the same amount. Like I had at Walmart the one time, they have this kombucha that we like, and it was, I think it was like 3 milliliters off, so that I don't even know how they would do that in a bottle. But so the flyer said that it was 945, and then theirs was like the actual bottle I was trying to price match was 948. You know what I mean? Like it was like super minuscule amount, and they were like, no, sorry, you can't price match this. So that part really depends on the cashier. Most cashiers won't care because there's no way that they're making 2 different bottles that size. It was probably just a misprint in the flyer, but either way, that's there, right? And then I just say, no, actually, you know what? I don't want it then, because I'm not paying $8 extra for a bottle. Yeah, you can either be prepared to let it go, which is what I usually do because I don't have the time to go over and fight it usually. Or you can ask for them to call someone from customer service, or you can buy it and go over to customer service afterwards and talk to them about it. Yeah, I usually let it go if they're going to call me out on something like the one that I said at the beginning. They called me out because I was saving too much money, which to me doesn't make sense. You either price match a store or you don't price match a store. Don't get me wrong, I am really grateful that you price match, but make a decision on it, because the fact that I'm saving too much money doesn't really seem like a legitimate reason to turn me down for a price match. Oftentimes they'll have things that are just a little bit off, like they have different sizes at each store, and I think it's actually because they don't want to price match your things. I've noticed that a lot of them have stopped carrying. If there's a really good price match one week, all of a sudden they'll stop carrying it. I don't know if it's, they just happen to notice everyone's price matching it, or if they have already made those decisions. But it does seem when there's really good price matches, all of a sudden they don't carry that product anymore. Basically, it has to be the exact same product in order to price match it. Most of the time, they don't really check that much. They trust, they'll look through the first couple ones. They'll realize that I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get my groceries at less money. And then they'll kind of like flip through the rest of them and not really pay much attention. So you have your phone up. And during COVID, all of the places I had kind of been afraid that they weren't going to price match just because it takes a little bit longer. You have to show them your phone. You're usually like kind of close in distance. But all of the stores have been really great about it. Most of them have those dividers and you just put your phone up against there and they're like, so I put all of my produce all of my stuff that I'm going to pay full price for that I'm not price matching up first. And then I used to do the little bars to section off like, hey, I'm price matching this section over here. They don't have those anymore because of COVID. So I usually just pick like one thing, like a cereal box or something that's big, and tell the cashier, hey, I'm price matching this stuff back here. That way I'm not running back and forth. This took a lot of trial and error, by the way. That way I'm not running back and forth between like, okay, I'm price matching this, I'm not price matching this, I'm price matching this, I'm not price matching this. That way it's all do this part and then I'm going to price match everything back here. Tell them that you're price matching. And then if it's your first time, tell them it's your first time. Like, hey, I'm going to try price matching before. I haven't tried it before. Most of them, like I'm going to say 90% of the cashiers out there are more than willing to help you with it. You will get that 10% that it is the bane of their existence to price match for you. If you go to the same store all the time, you can definitely remember if it's the same cashier and be like, no, I'm not going to go to that one. But a lot of them are really nice and really helpful with it. You can tell them, it's my first time, like, just give me a little bit of time here. If I'm doing something wrong, point it out. That way for next time and it's not so intimidating. So this week I want to pick, apples and bananas. I'm going to see if I can find some price matches for them. Type in apples, type in bananas. Like when I started, I had no idea what a good price for banana is. I never paid attention to any of that stuff before, which when I think about it now, how much money just out the door because we didn't even know about price matching is crazy. So, pick a couple. If you're not sure and you're really bad at remembering prices for it, start a binder. Bananas were this much this week, bananas were this much this week, and start finding those trends as to what you pay. Because for me, I already know how much I'm going to pay for something. So if it's granola bars, I know I'm not going to pay more than 99 cents for a box of granola bars. Because if they're not on sale this week, they're going to be on sale next week for the same price. Bananas, I don't pay more than 49 cents a pound for them. Same thing every time, right? So a lot of those ones I already know because that's what I do, right? I make sure that we get the most that we can for our dollar. So if you're not familiar, start a binder, start a notepad, whatever you can do, and start out slowly and then work your way up to it. Once you're like, okay, it's not so bad, I can do this. You get faster at it, you get better at it, just like anything. When you start learning something new, a new skill, it's going to take some practice and some wielding to kind of master your craft. So just be patient with yourself. Just remember any little bit that you can do, even if it's only apples and bananas that week, you're still saving that money. So if you need motivation to start saving you money for groceries, give yourself a budget, $200 this week. If I save any of that money, I'm going to put it in my Cuba fund. I'm going to put it in my shoe fund, whatever it is you like and you're going to use as motivation. Start off with that. And you'll be amazed at how quickly you learn things when the motivation is there. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do is when you do start price matching and maybe you find a really great deal on granola bars that week, 99 cents, 50 cents, whatever it is, and you're saving a bunch of money, buy an extra one and throw it in that food bank bin. I like to think of it as, I'm saving, that's money I would have spent anyways. I try to grab a couple of extra things and put it into those bins. Or if they ask me, hey, do you want to donate to this? I just saved like $100 in groceries. Of course, I want to give the kids breakfast. So, I'll donate a couple of dollars there. The other thing I want to point out is that if you go and talk to the customer service person or the cashier and they're unfriendly, go back and do it again. It doesn't necessarily mean just because someone's having a bad day and they're maybe taking it out on you and saying, well, don't bother me with this kind of thing, or, you're getting that attitude and you're already kind of afraid to price match. Just go back in. If you're asking if you go to customer service and say, hey, I'm looking to start price matching. I'm just curious what stores you price match. And they say, well, it's on our website. And then they kind of just blow you off on that. Don't let that defeat you. That person may be having a bad day that day and they're taking it out on you. That does not mean that you can't still do it. Go back the next time and talk to another customer service representative. Maybe that time they'll either be in a nicer mood or you'll talk to someone else that's a lot nicer about it. So yeah, those are my tips for price matching. I hope you have enjoyed this series. I might do one extra video in this money saving grocery series on putting it all together and examples of how much money I save. If you're interested in any other frugal stuff, motherhood stuff, homeschooling stuff, please subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Quickest ways and also what saves us the most money.